My name is Amit and welcome to walkthrough of my chat application prototype. In this video, I will demonstrate you the technology stack I have used to build this chat application prototype. Basically, my chat application prototype is divided into three parts. First is chat application backend, second is chat application frontend, and third is deploying this chat application backend over AWS EC2 instance. Now, first of all, we will start with chat application backend. As you can see on the screen, this is chat application backend. I'm not going to show you like uh, each and every line of code, but I'll basically tell you what this service is being used for, and like I'll show you that service also is log also over on the AWS EC2 instance. So as you can see on the screen, I've used microservice architecture, and in this architecture, I have created multiple microservices. You can see AI moderation service, chat history service, client WebSocket app, Eureka server, and user service. Now, I have created this in microservice architecture because it will help me to refactor any of the service later, like faster and independently from another microservice. For the moment, only I have deployed chat history service and user service on my AWS EC2 instance because my AWS EC2 instance is T2 micro, and it have a limited amount of resources such as RAM, so it cannot deploy each of them. But for demonstration purpose, I have deployed the important services only, that is user service and chat history service. But I will in this video show you like what each of the service is doing. Now, starting with the AI moderation service, what it basically do, it just filter out each of the messages, and it classify whether it's safe for working or not safe for working on the base of the content of the image or video sent by user. Now, this is basically using image classifier and a video classifier, which is using pre-trained model to detect whether the image is safe for working or not safe for working. The image is said safe to be working when it doesn't contain any nudity in it. So this part is being done by this AI moderation service. Now, moving to the chat history service, this service is responsible for basically creating WebSocket connection, uh, sending chat messages, and retrieving chat from the database. Now you can see over here in the Kotlin config, in this WebSocket broker config, we have defined the configuration related to the WebSocket, and our WebSocket, my WebSocket here is using RabbitMQ as a broker in between, and this RabbitMQ I've deployed using Docker in my AWS EC2 instance. I will show you that part later. Uh, but for the moment, I will just explain what each of the files is doing. And this Firebase config is basically used by my this chat service to store chat messages in NoSQL database, and this S3 config I've used to store images and video on the S3 database. I've used this S3 database just to show you, my skills in S3, using S3 as a database. Now, this is course configuration for this chat service, so that only particular endpoints can access this, such as particular domain can access this. Now, as you can see, I have defined here different kind of API endpoint, send message to server. Now I will explain you this send message to server only basic, like from the top. Whenever any message is sent by any user to backend, then it will just check whether that message belong to particular group, or it is sent by one-to-one communication, for one-to-one communication. And if it is one-to-one user communication, then it will check that user to whom that message need to be delivered, and it will check whether that user is active or not. If that user is active, it will it will transfer that you know message with the help of WebSocket connection. And if that user is not active, it will use Firebase cloud messaging to transfer to send a notification to the user that you have received a new message from that user. Now, this was basically all about chat service. Now let me discuss about client WebSocket app. Actually, this is not a service. This is I have mimicked a front end application using terminal only, so that I can send message to backend just to test my backend. So we'll not discuss this one. Eureka service is just a service discovery for all of these service, and I haven't deployed it, so I will not be able to show you this Eureka server. Otherwise, you can run directly this Eureka server and go to the Eureka server which is running right now. Like in this, I will show you. This one is running on 8761 port. So if you type localhost 8671, then you can see over there which services are up and which services are down. Now, moving to the last service, which is user service. Now, this service is responsible for performing operation related to users, like creating user, getting user detail, and getting followers detail, getting connections detail. Connections like connection between two users, and that also need to be stored into the database. And this user service is using MySQL as a database, and all of this application is built using Spring Web Flux, so it is reactive and doesn't block the thread. And um, I will show you controller part of this. You can see over here, this endpoint is used to create a user, and similarly there this endpoint is used to get a user, and similarly there are many other endpoints you can see over here. And so I'm not going to explain each and every one of them. So I'll just uh, demonstrating you how like which service is responsible for what task. Now this is being deployed over AWS EC2 instance. I'll show you here. Now, first of all, I'll take login into my EC2 instance, and I'll clear this terminal, and I'm already into that. So I have taken login into AWS EC2 instance. Now, as you can see over the screen here, user service.jar and service.jar. These two are those services which are deployed on this EC2 instance. I've already told you I haven't deployed all of those four services because I have limited resources, and I can't run everything on this. So now I'll show you the logs. Tail chat service.log. As you can see over here, this service is responsible for chat related operations like sending message, retrieving message from the user with the help of user ID, and another user service here I can show you. Just give me a sec. As you can see over here, this is user service log, and as you can see, when someone type any address like asking for a resource, it will log that, as I have enabled debug log for that. Now, since my chat service is using Firebase FireStore to store chat messages, and my user service is using MySql to store the user related information. I'll show you where and how it is showing. Into this EC2 instance, I have MySQL running with the help of Docker. So I will show you what Docker container I am running right now. As you can see over here, this one is MySQL container, and this one is RabbitMQ. Being each of them exposing this endpoint like ports 3306 and all these different ports being exposed by RabbitMQ. Now, I'll show you the schema of user and connection table, which is being used by chat service and our user service. So I'll first of all take login into my SQL. So for that, I'll grab the Docker command from history. You can see over here. This is the command I need. I have now logged it into MySQL, and I'll use the database. Sorry, that's a typo. Now, database is changed. Now I will show you the different tables under it. As you can see, connections, group member, group connection, and users. For the moment, I'm using I'm going to show you these connections and user table. Describe users, as you can see over here. While I was explaining, you send message to server endpoint in chat service. If you remember, it was checking whether user is active or not. It is using this flag to check whether user is active or not. So, and I will also describe you the schema of user connection. Sorry, it's connections. As you can see, this is the schema of uh, connections table, and this is the connection status, which is indicating whether user is friend with that connection initiator, or that connection is just requested, or he's blocked, or he's just being unfriended by the user later, or the request is being cancelled. Now that is like uh, the schema of this chat application prototype. Now I will show you users right now. As you can see over here, these are test user I'm using, and these all are my account, and my front end application is basically logging in, taking login with the help of Gmail, and then I'm creating a user in the backend to uh, check establish connection between different users, so that my backend can search for that particular user, and the front end can retrieve user from backend and send that connection request to that particular user. Now you can see these are different user, and I will also show you the connections table. As you can see over here, there are two connections for the moment. One is with the AK731058 at the rate gmail.com and focusitapk at the rate gmail.com, and another one is between AK731058 at the rate gmail.com and amitbhatiwal47 at the rate gmail.com. These all are my account, but you can see here, in this case, the first connection, user is friend with this focusitapk APK. So these two connections, like these two users are friend with each other. But for the second connection, this user is just have requested only another user Amit Patiwal 47 at the rate gmail.com for a friend request. Yet now it hasn't been accepted by the Amit Patiwal 47 at the rate gmail.com. Once he will accept that request from the notification bar, it will change to friend. And if he reject, it will change to cancel. Now, this was like all about the schema part of it. Now I'll demonstrate you the real working application. um, I will open the front end code for that. Now as you can see, this is my Android studio project, and as you can see, this is my real application named Eco, running into both these devices. One is emulator, this one is emulator, and this one is the real physical device. So as you can see there are different activities over here: login activity, main activity, and adapters, DAO models, different models, and fragments. Here are chat fragment, dashboard fragment, home fragment, notification fragment. So I'll not dive deep into like how each of the component looks, but I will basically just integrate the working of this front end application with backend, and this I will explain you with this mm, services part and WebSocket client service. Now, what it actually doing is my front end is establishing a web connection on this address, WebSocket address, and once the connection is established, it will fetch all the topics and subscribe to that those topics. Now, what are the topics? In this case, when a user is connected with another user, a unique connection ID is established, and from that connection ID, we generate topics with the help of which two users can connect with each other instead of sending message to all of the user in my database. So it is basically fetching all the followers and groups, and then subscribing to topic being generated from those connections ID. And once that like particular connection ID is subscribed, then we can see here, once that is subscribed, we once ever whenever we receive any message, we can directly process that message. And how we are processing that message, you can see over here. If that particular chat fragment is open with that particular connection ID, then we are directly sending that message to that particular chat fragment, which is directly visible to user. Now in that case, that chat is directly open in front of user, and in the rest of case, when it is not open, we will just generate a notification, and user can click on that notification, and can navigate to that particular chat fragment just for chatting with the user. Now this was basically like all about the front end, how it is working with the backend. I'm not going to explain how activity is working or how adapter is working over here, what different adapter I have created. I'll just explain you this basic how it is communicating with the backend part, and I'll show you now real working prototype for this. So for this, I have opened this application. I have installed these applications into my emulator and real physical device. So I will just open these applications. This this one is emulator, that's why it's kind of slow, and this one is real physical device, that's why it's kind of fast. Now I've told you that first of all I'm taking login with Google, and as soon as I'm uh, successfully log in here, then I'm creating a user on the database, which is MySQL in this case, which is used by user service, if you remember. Now in both of these devices, I will take login with a different account, and I have shown you that there are two different connections in my user connection table, which were, one is AK731058 is already connected with, is friend with the Focus It APK, as you can see over here, and one is AK731058 is not yet now, like request is sent but not friend yet now with the amitwatiwal47@gmail.com. Now in this device, I'll take login with the AK731058, and in this device, I'll take login with Focus It APK. Let it load. Now, as you can see over here, um, these all are like previous chat, so I won't mind about that. And I just like the front end may not look that much good, but I have just developed this chat application prototype to show my skills of working together with the backend as well as Android part. And I'll open the chat over here. Now, I'll later tell you why this specific kind of message is appeared over here. Over here, user amitbatiwal47@gmail.com has joined the chat. This is actually related to my digital portfolio. If you'll scroll up and see that digital portfolio walkthrough, you can see why I'm getting this message over here. Now, Now I have told you in front end that we are establishing WebSocket connection with our backend, and once that connection is established, we are subscribing to that specific topic. In this case, we have successfully subscribed to that topic, which is required for communicating between both of these accounts. Now, I'll first type in message from this user to this emulator device. So I'll type hello focus it APK. As you know, this user into this emulator is focusitapk@gmail.com, and the user into this real physical device is AK7310518. I'm just gonna send message over here, and as you can see, I have received the message. And why it is being displayed over this chat fragment? Because that chat fragment is open with that particular connection ID. So now that front end knows that that fragment is in front of user and is visible to user. So we just need to use that fragment to populate that message over here. Now uh, it's not that like it's a one-way communication. We can send message from this focus it APK2 back to AK7310518. Let me send you a message. Okay, hello AK7310 and now I'm going to click on send button, and as you can see, message arrived over here. Now mm, what happened when one of the application is closed and is this chat fragment is not in front of the user? I'll show you that. So I'll just close this application, clear all the notifications from here, and I'm going to you need to just focus on this notification bar area. And now I'm going to send message from this application to this user. Now since that chat fragment is already open, I'll use this chat fragment to send message, hey AK73100518, are you still online? Just wait for the magic. And as you can see now, I received a new message, and the message is displayed over here. This is what really happened in case of WhatsApp and other chatting based application. What I'm actually using here is that my backend is checking whether user is online or not, and then on the base of that decision, it is sending message either through FCM, which is Firebase cloud messaging, or through our direct WebSocket connection. And this is how like my application is able to receive that message in real time. Now I can just directly open the application and just check the message which was received here. As you can see, are you still online? Now this was basically all about this chat application prototype. It's not a complete application for the moment. I'm just developing this, and I hope you like it. And now before ending, I will just explain you one more part. This message particular user Amit Bhatiwal47@gmail.com has joined the chat. Now to demonstrate this, I'll open my digital portfolio website, which is posted on this devprajapati.com. Now if you will type any uh, message over here, your email address over here. Wait, before that I'll open I don't need this emulator for the moment, so I'll close this one and I open this one. Let me just reduce its size and open my digital portfolio along it. I'll open this on that side and this on that side. Now wait for that message, this one message I was explaining you, user Amit Bhatiwal47@gmail.com. Actually this message originated from this React project which I have deployed on EC2 instance, and this is my digital portfolio. You can visit me over here devprajapati.com, and you can see everything about me over here. So now if I just type in like my random user @gmail.com, and click on submit button. You can see random user has joined the chat. This actually application is using the same WebSocket connection which I have deployed on EC2 instance, and it is using that chat service to establish, to give me a chatting kind of, environment over here, so that I can directly talk anyone who is visiting my digital portfolio. That user can directly talk with me. So I'll show you how. Now, hey, Amit, I liked your digital portfolio. As you can see, I received the message, and it's not that only that user can send me message. I can also send him message in real time. Let me send you message. Hey user, how can I help you? As you can see, message arrived over here. Now, this was all about this chat application prototype. I hope you liked it, and if you have any suggestions for me, do let me know. You can also visit my digital portfolio and send me a message from there.